Now we are going to go into setup of the microphones. So each station has both a microphone and a headphone set that is labeled for each input. So we are going to go ahead and turn the microphone towards us. Have the headphone set labeled 1 for user 1, as well as having a number back here for user 1 saying that this microphone and this headset go together. And I'm going to go ahead and take the microphone and place it towards where my mouth is. You want to make sure that you're talking directly into the front of this microphone. This will provide you the best sound, so your podcast will be clear. There is a pop shield in front of here that will help prevent plosives in your recording, as well as giving you an idea of distance to place your mouth from the microphone. So let's go into setup now. I'm going to go down here on the Rodecaster, and given that I'm using microphone 1, I'm going to press 1. It's going to open up a menu, and I'm going to go into microphone. The nice thing about the system here is that everything is the same for each station. And the Stanton Innovation Hub is using the same microphone for each station. So you'll need to go in here and just make sure that Rode PodMic is selected as the microphone. Once you get done with that, hit the back arrow. Once that is completed, we're going to check the level of the microphone. That way, when everybody is talking, everybody's voice will record at the same level. We're going to go and hit this block that says level. And on the device, there are 2 green bars that are around the level meter on the top and the bottom. What you want to do is target being in the middle of the green bars while you speak normally into the microphone. So I'm going to go ahead and talk normally into the microphone and get our levels set up and adjusted. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Right now the microphone is set up that the level is good for this, but you cannot take for granted that someone else has the system set up. So if this is not the case, then we're going to go through an example here to show you how to adjust that. Right below the level meter are a plus and a minus button that will allow you to adjust the level more or less to target the green space and try to have that in between here. So let's go ahead. Even though the levels are good, we will take and move them outside of the range and then bring them back in. Testing, 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 testing. So I have taken and decreased the level to where it is now outside of that range. Let's go ahead and bring it back. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go ahead and tailor it some more to get us right in the middle of that level range. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, our levels are good. So now we can take and go backwards into this. Return to our menu for 1. Now we're going to go into audio processing. This will allow us to add effects onto our voice. So everything sounds clear and at an audible level. That way, if someone is talking softer in certain time frames, we can bring that up to an audible level that everybody can hear. So we're going to hit this button called audio processing. On here, there are items for a compressor, a high-pass filter, de-esser, a noise gate, and then there are some additional items to where you can go ahead and put those on there. I myself am not aware of what these are, but there are a lot of extra items. A lot of this stuff with something like this is not going to hurt to have. So you'll want to definitely make sure a function called a noise gate is turned on. What this will allow the device to do is when you're not talking, it will essentially mute the device to prevent your microphone from picking up any excess signals in the recording. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Now that we have the system set up, let's go ahead and go back to our menu. We're going to go ahead and click on the voice panel here. There is also a built-in equalizer if we hit tone. So I would suggest just starting out with medium right now. If you have a deeper voice, you can select that. If you have a really high-pitched voice, you can select that to help adjust the tone. That way your voice sounds smoother for the user. We're going to go ahead and stick with medium right now and then return. And then hit the arrow again. And then let's hit this one more time to return to the microphone menu. We'll hit it one more time, one additional time, and that will bring us back to the Rodecaster Pro menu. And you can see where our input level is for microphone 1, and I'm going to go ahead and talk into that. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Right next to each of these is a more legible white line, which is your target level. And when you talk into that, after setting your microphone up, you should be able to see your tone or your voice be in line with that, just to give you a reference. And so when you take and you add additional guests onto the podcast, you will repeat the process for each of the individual microphones. So you'll hit 2 and walk through the same process that we used before, 3 and 4 as well too. Now your microphones are ready for each user to take and begin talking for the podcast.